Now closing this, just about right. I have my centre line, you might be able to see, wrapped round that bollard, and the end of it is towards that next bollard, because what I need to open now is this ground paddle, which is going to move the boat. Now when I'm on this side of the lock, that bit of string is closer to me, so I can secure the boat better. That's the game plan. Get on. Now I need to run across. Whilst pulling on this. Keep this tight. Keep the boat as steady as I can on my own. It does tend to move about a bit, as you see. But if you've got a bollard in the centre, which I hasten to add is not always the case, it's not too bad, it's quite easy in fact. And then when the boat settles, I'll open that, that gate paddle. You only need to leave the boat a few 30 seconds or so, and it's wandered across the other side, look. Some locks I can pull it back, this one can't. Water pressure's too high. Do you know what, it takes some time doing it on your own. Oh, does it ever? Tie the boat up, empty the lock or open the gates and then get it back in, and then I reckon on your own, depending on the lock, 25 minutes perhaps. And I pull the boat out of the lock, just easier. Harder, easier. Another boat at a jaunty angle. Now, on this geocache stuff I've been doing, come on son, on this geocache stuff I've been doing, it must use an older version of Google Earth. And what's interesting, seeing that older version of Google Earth, you can tell where there's boats been moored. Now, on that pound back there, which I kind of liked, and I've said it before in a previous vlog that it's too shallow, as this pound is actually. There's only a couple of boats here, normally there's a few more, but it is a shallow pound. On that version of Google Earth, boats everywhere. Boats on the pound further down and boats in this pound all the way up. So, you know, the silt along the sides of the canal that stop boaters mooring causes contested and congested areas where you can moor, and I think it would be advantageous to dredge certain areas of the canal just to allow more mooring. I'm not sure that will ever happen. I hope it will in the near future, as the continuous cruisers will be paying more, and hopefully we'll be able to moor in better spots. Let's wait and see. Lovely though, isn't it? Lovely, lovely. Just around the corner is Winkwell Marina, and then there's Winkwell Lock, and then there's Winkwell Swing Bridge. And the reason why I've got up early is I don't want to cause a fuss at Winkwell Swing Bridge with the amount of traffic that goes through it. Look at that, you see? All that there, look. Silt. All the way down there it is. You have to tie the boat off, open the swing bridge, get back to your boat, untie the boat, start it up, go through the swing bridge, tie it off when you've moored up on the other side, then go back to the swing bridge and close it. All a big faff on your own. With somebody else,
can't turn the tide. Let the water go where it wants to go. You can run and hide. You can bury yourself beneath the stones. Somebody told me don't pretend, 'cause everyone could use a friend sometimes. Take some good advice. Don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's waiting down the line to pick up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. I can feel the sun and how the wind makes way across the fields. Let me take a breath. Let me be a part of something real. Someone said it's better when you hold on to a helping hand. Sometimes we could all use a friend. Don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's waiting down the line to pick up the pieces.
Typical, cars have arrived
You'll be alright.
since I've been here.
You'll be alright.
Always be the case, won't it?
Waiting down the line. So don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's
Put some
waiting
stuff in the
down
lot.
the line to pick up the pieces.
And I've just picked that lot out. Here's my viewpoint. So far, the CRT generally, I think people support them. But with the continuous cruisers getting stiff for extra money, I wonder how much the goodwill is going to go because of it. Like emptying the locks of weed and all the stuff that probably goes unnoticed by the executives of the CRT. I wonder if they've the mortgage of the goodwill factor will go. Be interesting to work that out, actually.
So don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's waiting down the line to pick up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. There will be someone waiting down the line.
I'm going for a wander down the towpath, and one of the reasons for that, whilst I have a discussion with you, is someone mentioned that on one of the comments just recently, and I thought, do you know what, fair point. So I'm going to wander into town, get a few bits, odds and ends, and have a chat with you about, am I doing it right? Because I've changed. So, run the intro. Of course, one of the disadvantages is Ascension. good name. I went to the Ascension Islands. Nice place. It's very small, but you know, hot. Anyway, moving on. Some fella doing his boat here, look. One of the disadvantages of being outside is the fact you've got to contend with wind noise. And it is a bit of a drama actually, it can detract. However, see then if I go this side, less wind, but then I'm in shadow. Full on, I'll walk backwards, that may be better. Oh, come on. I've changed in the way that I feel. And this is part of the intimate vlogs, where I want to kind of keep it to a shorter period of time, 10 minutes, 12, 15 at best. Crack on then, Chris. Okay, yeah. So I've changed in the way that I feel, and I woke up this morning, I've not slept well over the past week. I've got something on my mind, and I've analysed that this morning. And I've got a lot going on in my head, and most of it, some of it I can't control, therefore I've got to learn just to crack on. And it's one of those things you just have to think about. Yeah, mate. Some of it I can control, but the nub of the issue, I'm happy on the boat. Why? And that's because my system is working for me. It's taken me a long time. Last winter I was apprehensive about the cold, apprehensive about how I'm going to live on the boat. This winter, don't care. Now it's early days yet and winter's not approached, but I'm in a completely different battle space in my head as to how I'm dealing with this year. I've got the coal on the roof. Now people say it looks untidy, and perhaps having an absolutely clean roof, yes, I get it, but all those coal bags used to be in my bow locker, and distribution of weight, I had an awful lot of weight on the bow of the boat because I had 15 bags of coal and 550 litres of water. That's quite a lot. So I kind of redistributed stuff about. It hasn't changed the boat dynamics hugely. I can pick those small boxes up easy, don't get dirty. I mean, I can remember putting a clean clobber on and had to collect some coal from the bow locker. Clean clobber, bag of coal, dirty clobber, and I think that situation itself now so much easier. The hood, great. I just feel comfortable. I lit the fire last night, easy. I'm able to control the fire with the knobs and the twisty and the turny things and the slidey things. Well, it's great. I've got the boat to a gusting 21 degrees temperature. It's not cold and it's easy to do, but 15 bits of coal lasted me 9 hours. I'm happy, and the bits I can't control, well, something will happen in the near future, I'm sure. I'm almost positive that's come from a boater. So why don't you put the rubbish away? Do you know what, it's really difficult, or it's getting more difficult, because there used to be a bin down here at Burco, been taken away. So why was it taken away, I hear you ask? I don't know is the answer. What I found out towards Cosgrove, no, Weedon Way, is that there was a lot of those bins were out in the open. A lot of the locals were using that as a rubbish disposal point instead of just for boaters. So it's a very difficult thing for CRT. It could be made easier by making a sort of a fence thing around the bins, but then I suspect you need planning permission and all that sort of stuff, and it just falls into the too difficult bracket. So let's take the bins away. Whoever did it, whoever is responsible, don't know. It might be Berkhamsted Local Council, I don't know. And not replace it with anything. Okay. So people who just want to dispose of their rubbish and there's no bins locally, will say, well, not my fault, no bins. There needs to be more interaction, there needs to be a bit more togetherness, there needs to be a little bit more understanding. I think the boaters' needs are quite simple. I'm going to do a vlog on this. It'll be a sandbag Sunday. Just a little taster. I would argue 80-20. There's 80% more time fixing that short little lock landing on the other side. Lock landing, lock the other side. I bet there's 80% more time spent doing that. Man hours, days, however long they're going to do it, equipment, rather than just a bloke going around with the strimmer. Again, these are questions that I'd like to ask CRT, and it's good that they're doing it, but man hours, days spent, equipment used, far greater than if you just trimmed it every so often, in my opinion. And I'm going to talk more about this on Sunday if you want to join me on Sunday, because I think it's quite, there's a contrast between last year and this year. An overview is that you don't know what you don't know. And I didn't know anything last year, and this year I know a little bit more than nothing. I don't class myself as a boater yet. I've only done a year. It's like soldering. It took me 3 years to become any good at it. I mean, any good at it. People say, oh, it's just about shooting guns, isn't it? No, it's not. There's a more complex, and the experience and the carrying of the weight and getting used to living in the field and all that stuff. It's exactly the same as living on a boat. You've got to do all 4 seasons, get the basics right and improve by 1% and you'll win gold medals. David Brailsford, 2012 Olympics, he was right, you know, because the British, English, UK cyclists, whatever they call themselves, they won lots of gold medals. The other thing, of course, is that I'm not very good at timekeeping. My boaty time has changed. More about that next week, I think. Might be next week. Yes, I was going to keep this to 10 minutes. Failed. Even 15 minutes. Drastically failed. Some of you be pleased, some of you may not be. But if you like what you've seen, and I do more of this. But until then, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. Those of you that have, and if you haven't subscribed, give it a go, because I know I'm different to everybody else's channel, more mainly because it's got me in it. But what I talk about is often different. And well, this is it. This narrowboat life, essentially. So until next week, or Sunday, if you want to tune in for a sandbag, where I'll sit down and just sandbag, have a chat. So until then, ciao, Papa.